Tonight, our special bulletin on Israel's war on Gaza and the humanitarian catastrophe that has unfolded in the past 10 days. Assalamu alaikum and good evening. This is Muslim News Canada on Muslim Network TV. I'm Aisha Ashraf. Today is the 10th day since Israel launched its war on Hamas. In the past 10 days, Israel has bombed Palestinian civilians, children, and women indiscriminately. Israeli forces have relentlessly targeted journalists, schools, hospitals, and residential buildings. As of today, an Israeli airstrike has targeted Al-Ahli hospital in Gaza City. The hospital was sheltering thousands of civilians seeking medical treatment and refuge from Israeli assaults. A United Nations school has also been targeted. The school had been housing displaced Palestinians. The recent escalation in violence has led to a tragic toll. At the time of writing, nearly 3,000 Palestinians have been killed. 1,400 casualties have been reported on the Israeli side. The Palestinian Health Ministry says hundreds of victims are trapped under the debris of the Gaza hospital compound. A leading Palestinian human rights group has condemned the Israeli bombing of the Palestinian hospital. The group says hospitals are deserving of special protection under international humanitarian law. It is calling the incident a war crime and a blatant violation of international humanitarian law. On the international front, US President Joe Biden is scheduled to visit Israel tomorrow. Biden is expected to express his unwavering support to Israel against what it calls Israel's duty to safeguard itself. Media reports say Iran's foreign minister has suggested that pro-Iranian groups in the region may take action against Israel in the coming hours. The Western nations continue to offer full support to Israel. Fake news regarding Hamas attacks have been circulating mainstream media. Amidst the propaganda, there's a sharp rise in anti-Palestinian and anti-Muslim sentiment in the Western countries. Canadian Muslims are witnessing a rise in anti-Muslim and anti-Palestinian rhetoric since the onset of Israel's war on Hamas. One recent example is a chilling message carved on a wall in an apartment building in London, Ontario. In a social media post shared by the National Council of Canadian Muslims, a wall picture of an apartment says, quote, "Kill all Muslims." The incident has sent shockwaves to the local community. London, Ontario has been the site of a heart-wrenching incident 2 years ago. An Islamophobic terrorist claimed the lives of 4 members of a Pakistani-Canadian family. The recent incident has further increased the fears of Muslims. The Muslim advocacy group says the incident is a part of a larger surge of anti-Palestinian incidents that have been reported in the past few days. There are reports that officials in Markham, Ontario, have attempted to terminate Islamic Heritage Month in response to the war in the Middle East. Canada celebrates Islamic Heritage Month each year in October. The group is calling Canadian leaders to take a resolute stand against these Islamophobic acts. The advocacy group says there should be immediate investigations against officials involved in the Markham Library incident. It says individuals supporting biased decisions should not retain positions in public service. And in related news, Markham Public Library has issued an apology for an employee email that has surfaced online, suggesting the removal of Islamic Heritage Month displays. The email, shared on social media, has caused concerns within the community. The CEO of Markham Public Library is calling the email, quote, inaccurate. She says the public library apologizes for any confusion or hurt caused by the alleged email. The email in question is addressed to branch librarians, branch managers, and staff associated with Reader's Advisory. It mentions concerns related to the Middle East situation and says that promoting Islamic Heritage Month might be perceived as taking a particular side. It also mentions a request to remove related displays. However, the library's official statement confirms that the Islamic Heritage Month displays will remain in place throughout October. The statement says the library is committed to showcasing the positive contributions of diverse communities. The government audit document of a renowned Muslim charity alleges that the charity has been involved in supporting Hamas. The claims come after a government audit document from 2021 alleges that some of the directors and employees of Muslim Association of Canada have been involved in supporting Hamas network. Currently, the Canada Revenue Agency is investigating the allegations. The investigation is reportedly focusing on the charity's records from 2012 to 2015. The Revenue Agency claims the charity had ties to the Muslim Brotherhood and Irfan Canada. Irfan Canada is designated a terrorist group in Canada and has ties to Hamas. The charity attributes the investigation to a broader anti-Muslim bias. It insists that the charity seized all financial ties with Irfan Canada after their charity status was revoked. Muslim Association of Canada continues to function as a registered charity. The final results of the audit are pending. Canada Revenue Agency and Muslim Association of Canada are withholding public comments due to legal restrictions. Members of the University of Toronto community are calling on the institution to address their concerns regarding its stance on the Israel-Palestine conflict. The news comes after the university's Office of Vice President International issued a statement on October 9th, one day after Israel declared war on Hamas. A letter signed by more than 2,000 community members of the university raises three major concerns about the statement. The first point says the statement only mentions attacks on Israeli civilians. It says the statement does not mention the militarized violence on Palestinians, which had been initiated by the Israeli forces at the time of writing the statement. The second concern raised in the letter is that the statement fails to acknowledge the brutal conditions that have long been imposed on Palestinians by Israel. The third point mentioned in the letter is that the statement has been issued when there was an attack on Israel. It says there have been several instances of Israeli bombardment killing thousands of Palestinians. The letter says there's an ongoing 17-year blockade in Gaza. It says despite this, there has never been a statement from the University of Toronto to show support to Palestinian victims. The community members include students, staff, faculty, and alumni from various backgrounds and religions. In the letter, they are demanding that the university release a statement recognizing the equal rights of Palestinians. They are demanding that the university publicly support the academic freedom of faculty who speak about Palestine based on scholarly expertise. The letter says the university should support the Palestinians community as an equity-deserving group by offering mental health support and by filing anti-Palestinian incidents. The signatories are asking that a working group be established to make recommendations to the university to address anti-Palestinian sentiment. The letter says the university must uphold its integrity as Canada's leading research institute. The group is demanding a public response to the letter by October 19th. At the time of writing, the letter has 2,606 signatories. Thank you for watching. Our news is produced by Muslim Network TV, which is a not-for-profit organization. We need your support for donations. Please scan the QR code on our broadcast or visit muslimnetwork.tv to donate now, so we can continue to amplify the voices of Muslims in Canada and abroad.